In this episode, doing up on a Monday, squats and knee pain.
No, it hurts us, precious.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Welcome, fam. Welcome, everyone. Yo, Papa Swole. Oh, and I'm here with episode 549 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beardcast, and broadcast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex. Come on, flex with me now. We all flex our motherfucking biceps. Welcome to episode 549 of the Daily Sleazy. Happy Monday. Cheers to you. I hope you have your coffee, because Papa Swole always has his Joe. Know what I'm saying? And today we're talking squats. We're talking squats and knee pain, which is super common and a great issue for many of you. You're having problems with your squats. We're going to get into that in a moment. But first, we have the question of the day. And today it's from longtime valued contributing member of the Swolenormous Nation and Swolenormous Premium, John Harrison. And he asking for a friend. He's been lifting for 25 years, but has always had small calves. Little baby calves. He's recently discovered his calves are tight and restricted. For him to increase his calf size, should he continue with the flexibility work or go right into hitting them hard? That's a really good question. And the problem with calves is that most people have tight calves, and that stems from being in a seated position. And we talked about that last week. Those of you that are watching, we talked about that in the mobility section last week. We talked about the hips being tight and blah, blah, blah. But also, when you are seated in a car or at a desk, the calves get tight because the gastrocnemius crosses the knee joint. So it tightens up the calf at the origin of the muscle. Not only that, but you also have shortened calf muscles because of the plantar flexion from shoes, from the heels being elevated. That shortens the tendon, the Achilles tendon. It shortens the calf muscles. So you're getting tight calves because of posture and from wearing shoes with heels. And we know women that wear heels, it's terrible. It's terrible for women to wear heels. It's so bad on the back and on the knees and everything. Not only that, but it's bad for guys, sneakers and all these things. And it's so popular, but it's not how we're supposed to be as human beings. So should your friend train his calves hard or continue with his calf flexibility work? So absolutely, calf flexibility work, hitting them hard is going to tighten them up. You're creating internal tension because you're providing an external force. So to increase calf size, you got to activate the muscles. You have to open up these fibers and relay the fibers and fix the joint so you can build muscle, so you can train them properly, because who the fuck cares if you can increase calf size if it's going to jack up your knees or jack up your back? So you can do both, but make sure you put the priority on the flexibility work, because if his calves are tight and restricted, that's what's going on. His calves are tight and restricted for a reason. So change the footwear up, increase the mobility, foam rolling, activating the tibialis anterior on the front of the shin. So that is what you need to do. And plus, calves are very stubborn. They're highly concentrated type 1 fibers for low force output and constant endurance and activity and activation. So those are just genetically tough for a lot of people to develop, but that's where I would just continue and start in consistency. Try more frequent exercises, try more volume, maybe more resistance, but don't give up on that mobility work, because that's going to be more important in the long run. Thank you so much for that question, John. It was fantastic. And remember, anyone watching, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, on Instagram, make sure that you ask your question and use the hashtag AskPapaSwolio. That's hashtag AskPapaSwolio, and your question could very well be featured right here on the Daily Swole. So get your coffee out. It's Monday. Oh, and don't remember, everyone, make sure to enter to win. Enter the Daily Swole Club. Pinch the nippy nips. If you want to have a chance to win lesson packs, programs, one-on-one FaceTime calls, and Swolenormous apparel, tag a friend in the comments below and use the hashtag Daily Swole Club. That's hashtag Daily Swole Club to get featured. And right now, we're going to get into squats and knee pain. But first, I want to thank our very valued sponsors, Everest and K2, flexing on you. Papa Swole ain't sponsored. We're sponsored by the Sick Gains. And what better way to get gains on a fucking Monday than squats? And I've told a lot of you in Swolenormous Nation that I like to do squats and legs on a Monday. I love doing legs on a Monday because most people do chest. So I want to do legs because first off, the squat racks are open, but also I just feel fucking badass. I know people are skipping leg day like crazy and everyone wants to do upper body on Monday. Well, fuck you. Fuck you, world. I'm doing legs. So let's talk about squats. Squats are probably the most functional movement. I mean, to get up, to stand up, like ever since you're a child, you're a baby, you're getting out of a chair, you're getting off the ground, you're doing a squatting movement. It's the most functional movement, and ancient and current indigenous tribes do deep squats. They do storytelling. They sit around a campfire and tell stories for hours, and they're in a deep squat the entire time. So it's just a functional movement. But we are not in that society, right? We're not in a tribe, and we have knee pain. So how many of you have knee pain? Comment below, do you have knee pain? Are you currently having knee pain? Because this episode is for you. It's going to start getting those wheels turning. Okay, what do I need to do? Because last week we talked about mobility, and now we're specifically talking about knee pain. So a deep squat and squatting is good in general. It's like a better alignment for your intestines when you're going to the bathroom, when you're making a poo-poo. It's just a natural position for the knees and for the hips. It's the way you're supposed to be in a seated position. The deep squat is just natural. And knee pain, because of that lack of use and that lack of depth that we, because we're not in tribes, though that area becomes very, very tight and rigid. And it really isn't necessarily the knee itself. It is, but it comes from the hip. It comes from sitting down in a car. It comes from sitting down at a table. It comes from sitting down right here. Look at me at a computer, doing a podcast, but it comes down from sitting at home, just sitting. And many of the muscles that cross the hip joint also cross the knee joint. So if you're locking up the hips, and I've talked about this before, but just a refresher, the body has certain joints that are more mobile and certain joints that are more stable, and the body pretty much alternates them throughout the body. First you have the hips are very mobile, the knees are stable, the ankles are mobile, and it goes up the chain in order to provide the most stability and the most mobility everywhere to allow for us as human beings to get things done when we need to get them done by any means necessary, and having backups and detours, and we have an injury, like our body has workarounds. But when you have a sedentary position, especially with the hips being locked up, that's a mobile joint. And when your hips get locked up, you motherfucker, your fucking hips. I'm talking to you, brah, and ladies. How do you say brah for ladies? Brah, and then la? I'm gonna call ladies like la, brah. That was stupid. Let's continue. Just ignore that. That didn't happen. But when you take a mobile joint like the hips and you immobilize it, your body's going to look for mobility elsewhere, and it's going to take it from the knees. So when you lock up the hips, a lot of times those muscles that cross that hip joint, they move differently. Your body compensates and the knees get more lax, and you don't want laxity where you're supposed to have stability. And that's where you have knee problems and meniscal tears and ACL issues and all that shit. So being sedentary, it locks up the body. And those muscles that cross the hip joint are going to act on the knee as well. So if you have hip issues, hip flexor, TFL, all these problems, you can have tendonitis, you can have issues, you can have shearing, and then you can have those more major injuries, meniscus and ACL and so forth. So my recommendation for those of you that have knee pain while squatting is go back and watch the last few episodes. You got to work on your mobility. Check out the series, Flexible, Functional, and Fit. Watch those episodes. It really gives you more insight. Get on your foam rolling. Get on your mobility exercise. Get on your correctives. Get on your glute isolation activation. Get on your thoracic mobility. Get on your hip mobility. Get on your ankle mobility. Changing your footwear, like what we talked about with John's question at the beginning of the episode. Fix your footwear, which is going to limit your ankle mobility. That's another one. Shoes lock the ankle in position. I just told you that the hips and the ankles are both mobile joints. Well, if the ankle is immobilized and it should be mobile, and the hips are immobilized and should be mobile, where's your body going to get mobility from? It's going to look to the knees, and there's going to be more torque on the knees and possibly lead you to more issues. So don't go down that rabbit hole. Let's fix it at the beginning. More foam rolling, more yoga, more mobility. You should not have knee pain when you squat. It's very functional. I mean, what are you going to do? Not get off the toilet when you're 60, 70 years old? You got to fix these things now. So now is the time to do it. And remember, if you want your question featured, use the hashtag AskPapaSwolio and ask your question. And it could be featured right here. And if you want a chance to win awesome prizes, lesson packs, programs, premium memberships, all sorts of awesome stuff, FaceTimes and Swolenormous apparel, tag someone, tag a friend right now. Tag a friend that's got chronic knee pain. A lot of you have knee pain. Tag someone that might have knee pain. Get them in on this episode. Tag them with the hashtag Daily Swole Club for a chance to win. Thank you so much for joining me on this Monday. This is Mobile Monday. Let's get those hips moving. Squats are okay. Let's get that going on a Monday. It's a great day to start working on it. Remember, every day is a new day, but Monday is just psychologically such a pure day to get your fucking butt in gear and get these things organized. So thank you so much for joining me for episode 549 of the most muscular Swolecast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. I'll see you tomorrow for 550 of the Swole, and we'll see you on a great Tuesday, but have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Monday. Peace, McGee's, deuce, magoose. I'll catch you all over the interwebs. Laters, magators.